Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? Thanks so much for joining me. Now, I wish I was about to tell you we were going to review a brand new Ratt album. Of course, I don't know that that's ever going to happen again, but what we do have here is Ratt Rarities, a 9-track compilation album of rare Ratt stuff. Anything in the world of Ratt, always cool, worth talking about. Just came out on June 28th of 2024. And it's actually surprisingly a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I'm going to talk about it, break it all down, do a full review, unboxing of it in just a bit. But if you are new to my channel and haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things do help support my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to turn on notifications so that you stay up to date on everything, just like this, where I'm doing a review for this Ratt album, something that's not out there streaming. People don't seem to know a lot about it. I had to wait until it actually came out to check any of it out. And here I am talking to you guys about it because I know you want to know about these things. Is it worth picking up? Well, we're going to get into that right now and talk about it. But I want to go into just a little bit of history here because it plays into what's on this compilation. And so the band actually goes back to 1973, which not a lot of people know about, meaning that Stephen Pearcy has been rocking in the metal world for now 51 years at this point. So various bands that he was in. However, the band Mickey Ratt, which is the precursor of Ratt, officially formed 1976. And then the band itself has had quite a lineup of different guys go through the ranks in their sort of what I call the pre-label days, before they signed, and we know the classic lineup and everything. But an early member was Jake E. Lee on guitar, who of course would go on to Ozzy Osbourne and Badlands and various other groups after that. And some other members of the group were Chris Hagar and Matt Thor, who would go on to Rough Cut, Rough Cut being the band that Paul Shortino, the vocalist, who would later go on to Quiet Riot. So some cool little ties there with early lineups of Ratt, but ultimately by 1981, the band shortened its name to Ratt. Probably never would have been allowed to sign anyway under that name, I'm sure. Disney, Mickey Mouse probably would have prevented it at some point, but shortening it in 1981, and then the classic lineup that we know and love that was all throughout the 80s came together in 83. Stephen Pearcy on vocals, Robin Crosby on guitar, rest in peace. Warren DeMartini also on guitar, Juan Crucier on bass, and Bobby Blotzer on drums. And they released that year their debut EP in 83. Time Coast Records that came out on. It's so hard to come by. I still have not found a CD copy of it. If there's anyone out there who has a duplicate and wants to let it go at a good price, let me know. I would love to get that and have it in my collection. It is the only Ratt release that I am missing. I do have it on LP, but I'd love to have it on CD. So, during their original run, their heyday, before breaking up in 1992, the band released 5 classic albums, starting with Out of the Cellar, 1984. My personal favorite, Invasion of Your Privacy, 1985. I also love Dancing Undercover from 86, fantastic album. Reach for the Sky came out in 88 with one of my absolute favorite songs, Way Cool Jr., but my all-time favorite Ratt album, Detonator, 1990. I'm probably just partial to it because that was my first Ratt album that I got that came out new when I was a music fan. So the band unfortunately breaks up in 1992, but when they did reform in 1997, they released this compilation, Collage, and it contains B-sides, alternate versions, and then some new re-recordings of Mickey Ratt songs, old songs from back in the day before officially becoming Ratt. One of those songs that's on this compilation here, I Want It All, is actually on here in original format. So that's why I wanted to run through that and give you guys a little bit of background here. But let's talk about this compilation. So now, on the back of this, it has a copyright of 2007, and I'm led to believe that these 9 tracks, in some way came out back in 2007 and have simply been regathered up and released here. Now, back in 2007, I have seen some LP versions of stuff, but no CD version of this, and I often bypass those sort of things because the label that puts this stuff out, Cleopatra Records, sometimes can really scrape the bottom of the barrel. And that's my concern, or I should say was my concern going into this release here. What are we talking about? If it had come out only on LP, why didn't we get a CD copy if the quality of this was so good? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a moment, but this compilation here, being a collection of rarities, has vintage demos, rehearsal takes, and live recordings. There's only 9 songs, unfortunately. 4 of them are studio, 5 of them are live. I wish it was the other way around, more studio than live. 2 of the songs on here are also duplicated, where we have 2 versions of Round and Round on here. And the recordings on here span from 1982, before they were signed, up until 1989, the peak of their heyday era, which really kind of went up to 1991. That was kind of the last big hurrah for the band. So let's talk about the 9 tracks that are on this thing. Kicks off with Tell the World. It's a studio take from 1983. May well, in fact, be the same one that is on the EP. I don't know, but it does say studio, not demo, 1983. Round and Round is the track number 2. It is a rehearsal from 1982, so before they were signed, and it has some different lyrics than the ones that would turn up on the album itself. Track number 3, I Want It All, in demo format. That is the original version to the one that would come out on Collage, which I always loved that track. Didn't know how far back it went, and it sounds just as great on here to finally get this version of it. Then we go into track 4, In Your Direction, which is live from 87, and that is the first track on here where the quality kind of dips down, and I would say it's actually the only song on here where the quality dips down. So I wish this track was moved to the end, but In Your Direction, 1987, it's cool to get a live version of that song in and of itself. And what's sort of low quality is that the vocals are really far in the background on it. You don't hear them as well or back in the mix. I don't know if it's a bootleg or just a really poor soundboard recording. None of the stuff is so bad that you can't listen to it, and that's the cool thing. Next track up on here, track 5, is another version of Round and Round. It is live, also from 87, but the quality picks back up considerably on here into track 6, Body Talk. This is live in Germany, 87. I don't know why we don't get the city locations on some of these other, or clarity. I'm just going off of what is on the back here, and I will also show that that's because there's no booklet or anything to the inside of this. We do get the track list stuff that's there, but it doesn't go into a lot of information, which is really unfortunate. It's probably because the information just doesn't exist, but I wish we got a booklet. I wish we got some reviews, but we don't. They're just not going to sink a lot of money into this, and I get it because it's a low dollar budget compilation kind of thing. That's the way Cleopatra is on this stuff. Let's keep going with the tracks, though, that are on this thing. So Body Talk, live in Germany, 87. Again, the quality stays very good there. Drive Me Crazy, also live, 87. And Wanted Man, live from 85. So they jump back a little bit there. Here's where the cool thing is about this, and the whole reason, in my opinion, to own this. Track number 9, Love on the Rocks, is a demo from 1989. It's not on the album. So cool version to get this here, to get that track, which is not available anywhere else. If I had known that right from the start, if they had promoted that right from the start, I'd have picked this up simply for that right there. But that's cool to get that track on here, track number 9. So all in all, front cover of this, as I said, no, it's actually kind of cool. I just realized that there's like a parking lot view, and it's the whole thing. So a little, almost gatefold-like. Another cool shot of the guys on the inside there, and the CD just replicates it. I'm going to show you the underside one last time. Unfortunately, though, no booklet with this thing, but bottom line on this, it was a surprise to me, actually, how good it was. Even the poorer quality live track, the one-off live track that's on here, In Your Direction, is listenable, and it picks up after that, so it's kind of okay. It's a, middle run of the album sort of a thing, but the demos, the rehearsals, the live stuff, all very good. In fact, it made me want to pull out more Ratt stuff to listen to, and that for me is always the telltale sign of an album. If I get something and maybe it's not all the way up to par, but does it make me want to pull out the old stuff? Does it make me want to rock to it? And it does. So this stuff on here just took me right back to the good old days of Ratt. I miss it. And for that alone, in and of itself, I am very pleased with this collection. Now, I do say that this is for diehards. It is not for newbies just getting into the band or whatnot. Go get the classic albums. They have 5 great albums to go get that you can do that sound way better. But if you want more, if you were one of those ones that only ever got those classic albums and you never picked up Collage, go grab this. This is a collection of stuff, again, from these 5 albums, unreleased songs and stuff like that. Some of them finished off brand new for this particular release. Some of them were B-sides. Some of them were, demos of older stuff. All killer quality stuff. So I really feel like Collage should be part of those first 5 albums. And it's just nice to get something when we're not getting any new Ratt, and it certainly doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maybe if ever, but certainly not anytime soon. Stephen Pearcy has officially reached out to the guys several times and just no movement on their parts. And he tried to do a reunion with Ron Crucier, and even Bobby Blotzer getting involved in that. But he said without Warren DeMartini, he's just not going to do it. So that is where things stand. And that is the review for Ratt Rarities. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope there was some clarity in what is the content of this, what it sounds like for you guys, and now you can decide if you want to pick it up for yourself. As a diehard Ratt guy, I say you got to go get it. But if you're a newbie to Ratt, do stick to the regular studio stuff. All right, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll be talking to you real soon. Bye-bye.